Hello friends, today is a very interesting subject which we are going to study. This subject is cardiovascular system. This system is very important system in our body. In this system we have cardio and vascular. Cardio means heart as well as vascular means blood vessels. And these two, heart and blood vessels, are the organs. And when these organs comes together and perform a similar function, we called it cardiovascular system. In this cardiovascular system, heart pumps. It pumps continuously. I mean regularly across day and night. That is 24 into 7 into 365 days. It never stops pumping. And these blood vessels, they circulate the blood across the body. So friends, we have seen in cardiovascular system, heart pumps the blood, whereas blood vessel circulates the blood across the body. Today we are going to see this blood. Blood is a fluid connective tissue which delivers necessary substance such as nutrients and oxygen to the cell and transports metabolic waste product away from the cell. And this blood has two constituents, that is plasma, which is 55% of the total blood volume, whereas blood also contains cell, which is 45% of the total blood volume. If we take 100 ml of blood, 55 ml is plasma and 45 ml is cell. Now in 55% of blood volume, that is plasma, it contains water 91 to 92%, protein, which is the albumin, contains 7 to 8%, and other salts like glucose, vitamins, minerals and antibodies, they are 1% to 2%. So we have seen friends that plasma, these are the constituents like water, protein and the salt like glucose, vitamins, minerals and antibodies. Now we will see about the blood cells. In this picture, we are seeing different types of cells. These are blood cells. Here we have red cells which are large in number, and in this picture you are seeing also a cell which contain nucleus which are larger in size but less in number. So friends, in these blood cells, which is 45% of the total blood volume, they have three different types of cells. These cells are erythrocytes or RBC, then we have leukocytes or WBC, and thrombocytes or platelets. So friends, we have seen that cell is of three types, that is blood cells, that is erythrocyte, leukocyte and thrombocytes. Now one by one we will see about all these blood cells. These erythrocyte, in this picture you are seeing, which is red in color and large in number. These are red blood cells. As far as number is concerned, these red blood cell is around 5 million per cubic millimeter, and this red blood cell contain hemoglobin. This hemoglobin contains heme as well as globin. When this heme and globin comes together, they make this hemoglobin. This heme is basically a iron and globin is basically a protein. When iron and protein comes together, it forms hemoglobin. Now each RBC contain around 270 millions of hemoglobin, and the color of hemoglobin is red. Therefore, the color of blood is also red due to this hemoglobin. And the lifespan of this RBC is 120 days. And this RBC are manufactured in this bone marrow, which is present in the long bones. Around 2.4 million new RBCs are produced per second in bone marrow of healthy adult. So we have seen the RBC as well as these erythrocytes. Now we will see the function of this RBC. RBC carry oxygen and transport carbon dioxide. This RBC, that is red blood cells, maintain viscosity of blood, and various pigments are derived from this RBC, that is red blood cells, and these pigments are bilirubin and bilirubinetin. See friends, as you have already know, the lifespan of RBC is about 120 days, and when these cells dead, they go into the liver and they produce a yellow pigment which is bilirubin and bilirubinetin. This liver is a graveyard of RBC, and these pigments are also stored in the liver. Now we will see the function of hemoglobin. As this RBC contain hemoglobin, this hemoglobin also carry oxygen as well as transport carbon dioxide, and the various pigments of bile, stool are also formed from this hemoglobin. And hemoglobin in the blood is around 14.4 gram percentage, that is 172 gram per liter, and this is the normal range of hemoglobin in male, whereas in female the hemoglobin in the blood is around 13.5 gram percentage and 151 gram per liter. If the gram percentage of hemoglobin is less than the normal, it causes anemia. This anemia is a condition in which hemoglobin is less in the blood. Now friends, we will see the other type of cell which you see in the picture, which is less in quantity, have nucleus in it, and they are larger in the shape and the size. These cells are leukocytes. In the picture you can clearly see that these leukocytes, which are larger in number, they are of two types. One having granules on the body surface and another having without granules on its body surface. So this leukocyte or white blood cells is classified into two types, that is granulocytes and agranulocytes. These granulocyte cell contains granules on it, and agranulocytes, they are not having granules. These granulocytes are further classified into neutrophils, basophils as well as eosinophils, whereas agranulocyte is classified into lymphocytes and monocytes. So friends, you have seen that WBC is classified into 5 types of cells. These are neutrophil, basophil, eosinophils as well as lymphocytes and monocytes. These WBC, as far as number is concerned, it is around 4 to 8,000 per cubic millimeter. These WBC, if the number increases, leads to leukocytosis, and if the number decreases in the blood, it leads to leukopenia. This WBC's span, the lifespan is only 4 to 8 days, and these are also manufactured in the bone marrow. Now we will see the function of WBC. The WBC's function is to do phagocytosis. Friends, this process in which engulfment of protein substance and any microorganism is done by the cell of WBC. After the engulfment, these WBC kills the microorganism or neutralize the effect of microorganism. These microorganisms can be bacteria, virus, protozoa, even fungi. And the second function is formation of antibodies. See friends, any protein substance come in blood, when it come in blood and they change the homeostasis of the body, they are called antigens. So to neutralize these antigens, these WBC, that is cell of WBC, they produce antibodies. The third function of this WBC is the secretion of heparin from the basophil cells. This heparin is a protein which helps in preventing intravascular, heparin is a protein which helps in preventing these intravascular clotting. This is a very important protein which is secreted by the WBC. Now WBC has the function of antihistamine also. These antihistamine are formed from eosinophil cells. These eosinophils are responsible for this function, in which it defends against allergic condition caused by histamine. So friends, we have seen the function of WBC: phagocytosis, antibodies formation, secretion of heparin, and antihistamine function. Now we will see the third type of cell, which is thrombocytes or platelets. These thrombocytes, as far as number is concerned, it is 2.5 to 4 lakh per cubic millimeter. These thrombocytes, that is platelets, if it is less in number in the blood, it leads to thrombocytopenia. And the lifespan of thrombocytes, that is platelets, is only 10 days. And they are also manufactured in the bone marrow. Now we will see the function of platelets. These platelets helps in blood clotting for both external and internal injuries. In the blood clotting, there are other factors apart from these platelets, and they are calcium, prothrombin, fibrinogen, and vitamin K. Friends, as you already know, these prothrombins and fibrinogen are produced by the liver cells, that is hepatocytes. These are the blood clotting factors. Now friends, we will see the process of blood clotting. When there is any injury, at the site of injury, thromboplastin is released. And this thromboplastin, when comes in contact with prothrombin and calcium, this thrombin is formed. And when this thrombin comes in contact with fibrinogen, formation of fibrin is there. Fibrin is net like a structural protein which combines with platelets and vitamin K, forms clot, and thus it arrests bleeding. So friends, this is the important function of platelets which helps in the process of blood clotting. Now we will see the different groups of blood which we have. There are 4 important blood groups, that is blood group A, B, AB, and O. We have Rh factor also. If Rh factor is present in the blood, we have A positive. If it is present in the blood group B, it is B positive. Similarly, AB positive and O positive. See, the blood group O is the universal donor, which means this blood group can be donated to all the different types of blood groups. Whereas blood group A is the universal acceptor. That means it can take the other blood group also, and it can be mixed very easily. So we have seen, friends, the different types of blood group A, B, AB, and O. Now we will see the organs which are in cardiovascular system. The organs are the blood vessels. These blood vessels is a tube-like structure which is responsible for circulating the blood across the body. These blood cells are of 3 different types. One is artery, another is vein, and third is capillaries. So these artery, vein, and capillaries are responsible to circulate the blood across the body. When we will see the structural part of these blood vessels, they have 3 layers. These layers, the outer layers are tunica adventitia, the middle layer is tunica media, and the inner layer is tunica intima. These artery and veins have all these 3 layers, whereas capillaries have the single layer. And due to this single layer, there is an exchange of oxygen, carbon dioxide, water, and nutrients in the capillary itself, and these exchange is between the blood and the tissues. These capillary also connect artery and vein. So friends, we have seen these blood vessels. We will see the difference between artery and veins. Artery carry blood away from the heart, whereas veins carry blood towards the heart. Artery carry oxygenated blood away from the heart, whereas vein carry deoxygenated blood towards the heart. And there is an exception. Only pulmonary artery carry deoxygenated blood away from the heart, whereas only pulmonary vein carry blood towards the heart. Now, the small branches of arteries are called arterioles, whereas small branches of vein are called venules. The wall of arteries are thick, whereas wall of vein is thin. Blood moves with pressure in artery, whereas blood moves without pressure in vein. Arteries have valves, whereas vein doesn't carry any valve. Valves are the muscular structure which helps in prevent blood flowing backward. So friends, we have seen the difference between artery and vein. Now we will see about the heart, which is the important organ of cardiovascular system, in our next video. So friends, thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you.